Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the Weird Wednesday flight number 13. Time is approximately 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. It's our pleasure to be aboard Flight 13 from a service from where currently at to destination of unknown origin. We suggest that we don't need to be placed or stowed prior to closing the airlock. Your items of choice should be placed directly in front of the ease of access. Food, drinks, and snacks of your choice are highly recommended for your comfort. Seatbelts are not required, but as a warning, we may experience some turbulence along the way. Be warned. On behalf of the captain and your entire crew, it's our pleasure to have you aboard with us this evening. The seatbelt sign has now been turned off, so it's time to sit back and enjoy the ride.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? As usual, I don't know what I'm doing here. So they changed Restream's settings around. You think I might know where everything is, but it don't. So let's see if I can stop that and get us up here. How's it going? What's up, Jamie?
What's up, Rob?
Don't ask me. I don't have a clue.
I see Jason and Azariana and Linda. I want to get one of those romper room, like, hey guys,
A romper room? What?
the romper room mirror. I think I brought it up last time, and I thought maybe that was like after your time,
Yeah, it might have
or
been.
like it was like circle time teacher, and like every morning, like or at the end. I don't know. She had this like magic mirror, and she'd be like, I see Jimmy and Bobby and da 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 da. And so like all the kids would always like hope they hear their name, called through it. And then like she'd do some like birthday thing. But that's how I always feel when I'm like, yeah, magic mirror. See, gotta keep it weird.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. I do remember laying on the
You
carpet.
never saw Linda?
Linda?
I don't think she ever saw Jamie either.
Hmm. Why? I
Did
try.
they ever say your name?
Don't remember the magic mirror.
So how goes it, Rob? You were starting to say.
I remember laying on the extremely irritating carpet of my grandparents' house and watching dun 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 dun. Dun. I Dream of Jeannie and Gilligan's Island. But yeah, I was fascinated with I Dream of Jeannie for some reason. I don't know. Why would some young boy be fascinated with some girl in a genie costume? Nah, go figure.
Jeannie was hot.
Yeah, she was. I was always like, damn, I want a genie.
I mean, there's no doubt she was the genie. And then there's like Bewitched,
Yep.
Samantha. right?
Yep.
Yeah, she had the nose wiggle. I don't remember. What did the genie do? What was her little thing? The other one did the little nose.
Yeah. Tinkle,
Little,
tinkle, tinkle.
yeah, tinkle, tinkle. The genie was hot, yeah.
Yeah, the old TV shows of yesteryear. Somehow, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I think TV was better back then. You know, I remember watching a lot of those shows and just be like being so into them. You know, whereas you watch TV nowadays and it's just you're so just numb to everything. It's just like,
Background noise.
yeah, it really takes something to get your attention these days.
You'll get those little smiles and like nostalgia and like the haha moments
Yep.
as much. I was reading like some trivia, not that this is an old one, but Married with Children. I came across an ad today, an article, and it was just trivia about the show. But there was stuff I knew about it, but a lot of stuff I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
It's like pretty interesting. Well, lots of stuff goes on behind the scenes of these productions.
Yep. So is my audio working today? And one never knows. Not right before the show. My camera wasn't working. My mic wasn't working. Nothing was working. Everything was working previously, but you know how it is. 10 minutes before the show, everything has to
Hey, Barry.
freak out. And I got to restart my computer.
I hear you okay. Let me see if I hear you on. Hey, Barry.
Freak out. And I got a computer. I hear me.
Yeah, you sound good on YouTube. No, wait, that was. That was yeah, YouTube.
You of the tube. Tonight's show. Not
Oh, how was the dentist? Jason hears you fine.
cool. The dentist, man, that never sounds like a fun trip.
No, that was yesterday, right? Yeah, because you had to get up early for the dentist.
Yeah, I got to go back to the doctor soon. I've been putting it off. I had so many doctor's appointments, just one after the other after the other. I'm like, you know what? I need a break. And the last couple are just freaking scams. Like I just went to my dermatologist to go in to wait in the waiting room for 30 minutes to actually see the doctor for less than 5 minutes. And I had to go for him to go over my lab work, which I got less than 24 hours after I got my lab work done. It comes over my phone. So I knew what my lab work said. He knew what the lab work said. But 2-3 weeks out, I got a doctor's appointment to go in to go over lab work that he's already seen that I know about, that he never even mentioned when I was there. This is a racket.
Oh no. That's bullshit. They do that too. Like, I'm dealing with that between my own thing and with like the vet, and like I gotta go to the dentist, but there's like this thing that they do to where it's like, you know what, you're trying to get extra non-essential visits in between these things. I'm seeing you chisel these like in between appointments that really aren't needed, that really can wait till the next time, or I would come in if there was a problem, like at that point. But yeah, no.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, Barry. I
Yeah, that sucks.
hope that goes away fast. I'm sure you know the drill.
Get some ivermectin. Knock that shiz out of there quick.
Mm-hmm. And boost up your immunity.
Yeah, that's what freaks me out about taking this injection that I'm on. I'm shooting up, man. My biological for my psoriasis kicks my
Is it back to the first one though?
yeah, back to the first one. Starting to feel better. My joints and stuff are starting to feel better. Although now it's like my freaking hip hurts. Like for the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's like my hip is hurting now. So it's like, man, that's getting old. This bullshit. My hip has never hurt my entire life. Why is it starting now? Get up, crippled old fart. Walk around like the old man holding your hip. Get off my lawn.
I was just gonna say with your other hand, you're yanking your cane in the air. Get off my lawn.
Yep.
Or you got the shotgun with one hand. Get off my lawn.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Hoping you feel better.
I've never had it before. You know the stuff, like, do you know kind of like the stuff to take to help get rid of it quick so it's not as miserable and it doesn't go into your lungs? Like the vitamins. I don't want to say like online because I don't want them to say I'm giving doctor advice or misinformation.
You're giving misinformation on that.
Mm-hmm. But
I got some misinformation for you.
Hey Heather, I have some stuff that
We old peoples. Dude, if there was a blizzard here, yeah, I'd be hurting for certain because it got down to like 48 the other night. Felt like I was in hell. So stupid here though,
cold
because
hell.
yeah, it'll be 80 one day, and then it'll drop to like 38, 40 that night, and then be back up to 70 the next day. It's like seriously, man, weather, come on, make up your mind.
It's seesawing out here too. Like right now, it's actually warm. The wind was like windy and like a warm wind, and then all of a sudden it just March heat wave continues. Bay Area heat, slight coastal cool down. Well, which one is it?
Yeah,
73 feels like 73. Who it feels like 78 or 79 in here right now. But I'll take a picture of this, and I promise that'll be different within 3 hours.
yeah,
And that's why I do it just for shits and giggles.
for gits and shiggles.
Gets and shiggles and
Hot in Arizona. I was just watching some video tonight from Arizona and Nevada. Man, I was talking about that. Like when I drove through all that area a couple of times, drove out to Vegas and stuff. And it was pretty freaking awesome. Being a Florida person, I ain't used to that scenery. So driving through all those, giant like red rocks, with roads cut through them and all. It was pretty awesome. Kind of want to go out there again. Kind of want to buy a camper van and travel around for a year or two. Well, my first. Good God, man. What is going on here?
I say, good God. What's that Red Hot Chili Pepper song? I say, good God. I was talking to
Okay.
Barry. Oh.
Yeah. Ugh. Third of the next 3 days. Yeah. That's don't like no cold weather. Study reveals possible hidden meaning behind Easter Island statues. Is there hidden meaning behind those weird statues? For some reason, I've dreamed about this island over and over and wanted to be there. For some reason, I don't know why. Just I have this like something's pulling me to visit Easter Island. Yeah, call it weird. Call me
Like
weird.
some connection that you can't explain.
Yeah. An analysis of soil samples taken from the base of some of the statues has revealed something unexpected. A small landmass of only 63 square miles, Easter Island has remained something of an enigma for years. Its army of strange stone heads, known as Maui, and the long debated collapse of its ancient society remain some of the world's most enduring archaeological mysteries. Recently, in an effort to learn about these statues and their creators, a team of archaeologists and soil scientists conducted an analysis of soil samples collected from the base of the statues. And up until now, it was believed the completed statues at the quarry had simply been awaiting transport to other parts of the island. But as it turns out, the soil clues suggested that perhaps these particular statues had been left there on, and it just ends right there. The samples showed evidence of food crops, indicating that not only had the soil been more fertile at this location than expected, but the quarry itself may have been used to grow crops. The statues in the quarry, the researchers believe, may have been a tribute to the soil's fertility. These and probably other upright Moirano Raraku were retained in the place to ensure the sacred future of the quarry itself, said co author John Van Tilburg of the University of California. They were located central to the idea of fertility, and Rapa Nui, golly, whatever AI wrote this was retarded. Their belief in their presence here stimulated archaeological food production. It makes no sense trying to read this because the article just ends there. So yeah, I don't know. I'm more confused now after reading that article than I was at the
There's
beginning.
not a spot that says click to read more, like hidden
No,
somewhere.
no. I copied
That's
this.
clickbait in the worst way.
Jeez. I usually read the articles before reading them live. I should have done that. See what happens when you don't do stuff like that is you end up with
I've
words
been
out.
trying to skim my stuff all the way to make sure I have my pieces, but
Yeah.
I still don't like have time to actually read the entire thing.
Yeah. I feel stupider. I feel dumber after reading that. I feel like I had some sort of fit while I was reading it. Anyways,
I got the vapors.
Anyways, the strange statues on Easter Island. I don't know. I don't even have a clue what I just read. It was so garbled up. Maybe y'all understood.
Why don't you copy and paste that link into Google and then see what other publication has the same article, and maybe you can get the whole thing.
Study reveals.
There's like one website, one like site that will sometimes connect you with some of the times or the ones that Mercury, like things that are behind a paywall.
Yeah. It pops this article up. Let's see. Is this thing dated? Is it like recent?
Even though that's all crap anyway.
Is it like, yeah, it's from July of 2025, so that's not current. Well, anyways, back to what I was originally saying. For some reason, I have a strange drawing to Easter Island and these statues that reside there, mysteriously half buried in the ground, awaiting transportation, or maybe not, according to the last article. Maybe they were meant to be there the whole time. Whew.
It's like, how can you not wonder
Yeah.
or not care? I guess some people just don't care.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about these things. I've always been intrigued by them. Like
It's the vibe off of each one of them has its own like aura or vibe to it.
yeah, I don't know. I've always been like interested in totem poles and stuff. And maybe that's because they remind me of totems for some reason.
Hmm.
But it feels, I don't know, it feels different. I have just weird attraction to them.
Almost like there's an energy to them, like a very intelligent energy to them.
Yeah.
Like there's a
Why?
purpose.
Why the long face, sir?
I saw it was McDonald's. This isn't funny because I doubt they'd be watching this. But we called them It's Mac Tonight for a reason. And I seen the other 2 days ago, they're like, oh, it's the anniversary of It's Mac Tonight with like the little moon guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's one thing that they used to always say, like, why the long face?
Yeah. Horse walks into a bar. The bartender's like, why the long face?
Yeah, but he ended up getting his like jaw cracked because of it all. It turned out good, I think.
Yeah, a couple of weird places that like I've always had, wanted to go. This Easter Island's one of them.
Yeah.
And, the other one is
Galapagos.
yeah, that'd be cool. Brain Fart Hotel. I can't remember the name of it. What's the name of that hotel? The Chelsea, is it?
Where at?
Totally brain farting it. Yeah, I want to go there real bad, don't I? It's the one where a bunch of people have been off-ended there. Wasn't Richard Ramirez, the Zodiac killer, supposedly staying?
Oh, you're talking about LA's the Cecilia or Cecile?
Yeah, Cecil Hotel. There
Cecil, yeah. Yeah.
you go. Yeah, I had
We,
dreams. I had recurring dreams about that, being in that place.
we
And
just
like,
watched another like documentary on that the other day to where I think the chick was off of her meds and actually got in it.
wow. Yeah, that's where what's her name? Lisa. The hell's her name? Lisa Lou. Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa
Because
Lou.
they showed all this other stuff and other stuff wasn't like adding up. And then like when you got like these other answers, I mean some stuff still was weird, but when you found out she was supposed to be taking certain medications that she wasn't, and some of the behavior, it's like,
Yeah.
and she was like, she came out to California to experience it all, and like right outside that hotel is Skid Row. And so like you walk out there, and not the, is it the Jungle or Skid Row? I think it's Skid Row. And so you go out there and you get like, there's just like drugs and stuff like everywhere. And so the hotels have, people buying by the hour at the time, and
Yeah.
this and that. And they thought, maybe she got something bad, or,
I just watched like a documentary on the tunnels, like under Las Vegas, like the tunnels that people live in, like under Las Vegas and
yes,
under LA, and they were going in different tunnels. It's crazy, crazy.
we've been stuck on that. We got like tunnel systems, but this is like way more than I even thought. And the
Yeah,
mysterious underground booms all make sense, whether it's fracking or, blowing up these things. I still think a lot of missing people on 411 are shanghaied to work in these tunnels.
yeah, yeah. What was that girl's name at the Cecil? Lisa. What was it?
Lamb?
Lisa. Yeah, Elisa Lamb. There you go. God, I'm brain farting hardcore tonight.
Yeah, the water out of the sink was putrid.
Yeah, it's called Stay on Main. Stay on Main. Yeah, I was just watching the show last night. Like I said about the tunnels under Vegas, like right off the strip. Like they're underground, like dark, and then they're like, oh, there's natural light, and they come up, and they're looking through the grating, and you see people up there, and the guy's like, this is right in back of the Caesar, and he's like, yeah, that's the Caesar right there. And he's like, man, people just walking around, they have no idea of the hundreds of people that live under here. And I think about when I was out there walking around. I'm like walking around. I had no idea there were tunnels with people living in them under me. Crazy.
And I knew about tunnels, to go across the street from like your hotel to the bank so you didn't get robbed, and
Yeah.
the train tracks and the underground Springfield Underground, and the tracks to go to like these bunkers. But these are full on like systems.
Yeah. They were showing like
A
under.
light speed train or something that could go from like one end of the coast to the other. They've been talking about a long time ago. I wonder if they already did it.
Yeah. I mean, they were showing under like under LA, like the tunnel system under Los Angeles. And it was just a maze of like just miles. I forget how many miles of tunnels, like 202 miles of tunnels or something. It's nuts.
Jason, is the hotel that they made next to the Cecil, like how they kept like the people with the low rent and kind of the junk, like the people that were on drugs were on that side, and then they had the other side that was supposed to be like done up better. Is that the main,
Stay on Main. Yeah,
or is
I've
that
heard it's
something
still
different? I don't remember.
heard it's still kind of a sketch ball.
Yeah, because it is still there, right?
Yeah,
Oh, what they renamed it. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
they left like part of it for like the other people.
they did kind of. I don't know. Somebody came in and bought it or whatever, but they did like a facelift on it.
Mm-hmm. Has anybody here ever stayed there or visited it?
Yeah, it's still for the most part looks the same.
It's not one that I would sleep in, and I'd be worried about what I'm bringing in there or not. But it would be interesting to like. I feel like the rooms, like I already get kind of a bile sick feeling when I think about and look at these rooms. It's like a suffocating, just sick feeling.
Hmm. Yeah, when you think of all the things that have gone down there, and just I mean, like in its heyday, I mean, they're like, yeah, like Nate said, you got Sid and Nancy, hanging there, and like who knows who else. I mean, Richard Ramirez, was he hanging out there?
Oh, yeah, he went there quite a bit.
Strange things going on in the Cecil. Low monthly, weekly rates, 700 rooms.
They had like hourly rates on the other side
Yeah,
and long term, like people kind of like lived their rates.
yeah. I remember Darcy and me were in
A
oh,
lot.
I think we were in, I want to say South Carolina somewhere. It's like the freaking middle of the night, and we were just delirious and wanted to like stay somewhere. And we pulled over at this one hotel, and I remember going in, and the guy, I said, "How much are the rooms?" And he was like, "How long do you want it for?"
Oh no.
Yeah, and like I wasn't really thinking. I'm like, "Well,
Like
just
how many
one."
hours to sleep
Yeah,
and take a
yeah,
shower?
or whatever.
A shit, a shave, a shower, a sleep.
Should have shave. Yeah, like overnight, and he like was like surprised. This is the sketchiest hotel we've ever stayed in. There was a
Did you
refrigerator.
open all the smoke detectors?
No, never did. No,
There's no fucking.
there was a refrigerator in the room though, like a big old like '60s refrigerator.
You opened it?
No, it had a big chain around it with a big padlock on it.
Oh, I think you talked about that.
Yeah, it was like the sketchiest ass room I've ever stayed in. I
Oh
don't
my
even think
god.
we. I don't think we even like took the beds. We went to like pull the sheets back, and we were just like, nope, we'll just throw our shit on top of it and lay on here for a couple hours, get a little
That's
bit.
where you get like all your down jackets and lay them down and just kind of snow like starfish on the bed.
I don't know, sometime in the middle of the night, somebody's pounding on the door.
Smack a lick and a tickle.
Yeah, somebody was pounding on the door, asking for somebody. It's this big black dude. I'm like I think I don't think the door locked either. That was the other sketchy ass thing. We had to like jam a chair up under the door. I was like, I couldn't wait for the sun to
Oh,
come up.
for fuck's
Yeah.
sake. No, we each would be sleeping back to back in that chair against the wall and while the other one slept.
Normally I can pretty much sleep anywhere, but yeah, that night I was just like, I can't wait for the sun to come up so we can get the fuck out of here. Sketchiness. Sketchiness, I tell you.
Dude, I would have just slept in the car.
Yeah, that would have been a more sensible thing to do.
And then like just run in there like for the bathroom. Yeah, but you probably go in there and be a bunch of like people squatting in there all of a sudden.
Yeah. Excuse me.
You're like, wait a second. Why is there like 8 people?
Who are you? Why are you in my bed?
Like, and what's this shit in my bathtub?
Yeah, the refrigerator with a big chain and a padlock on it that was like all night. It was just like. I'm just thinking there's human heads in that thing or something. I don't know what's in there.
Human livers. Oh my god. It
I
could
mean,
be anything. It could be anything that has to be frozen.
it wasn't like a chain that, like, just like the little hardware store chain that just keep people out from drinking the cokes or something.
Like a
Like
gate chain.
it was like a full, yeah, it was like a full, it was like a friggin' anchor chain around this refrigerator with a big ass lock on it. It's like the chain itself weighed like 20 pounds. Weird.
Like for a bucket.
Very, very strange.
Wow.
Sketchy ones down in Daytona.
Did it smell funny? Or
Oh,
was there a lot of like air filters,
yeah,
fresheners?
it was as horrible as you could imagine.
And you didn't stay in the car.
Yeah. We weren't in the room very long.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally would have just like kept all my, I don't know what's safer, keeping it like in the car or your stuff inside with you in case you got to get out fast.
Yeah, it was not a it was not a it was not a very smart decision to
But
stay.
you were tired.
Yeah. I could have just pulled over in the woods. Would have been a homeless camp in the woods would have probably been a better idea than the sketchy ass place we stayed at.
We used to just like keep sleeping bags and stuff in the back and then pull over, put the seats, recline it all the way back, and put like sleeping bags up and the visors down to sleep wherever. And that was all good. Police got us a few times. They're like, "Can you move to the Safeway parking lot?" This was a long time ago. We just take like the van again and the seats out the back and made it like in this big bed and had like AC converters. So, you know, had everything. We had little hibachi grills and um, little cheese and meat things and stuff we would just put together, like snacks and stuff, and then just go hit Highway 1. It's like, well, let's see. This looks like a good place tonight. Let's just pull over. You can watch the algae blooms, whatever, and make your little hibachi shish kebabs, and then you just sleep, watch the sunset, sunrise, find a new place the next day, and do it all over again, and just go up and down California in different chunks. That was good times.
Most definitely. What's your first article about?
My first article.
Because for some unbeknownst reason, they didn't transfer over to my folder. So I'm doing that right now.
Oy vey. Do you want me to resend them?
No, I got them here.
The first one is the frozen brains.
Brains.
This is one I did not read all the way through. Oh yeah, like $45 was like good. Like we could stay in Monterey in a certain place for like $45 or $55, and it was so close to the water. If you knew where to go, there was like these great gems, and now everything is just not to like it.
Yeah, they were showing some parts of LA in that thing I was watching last night. Sketchy.
Oh yeah.
A lot different looking than the last time I was in LA.
You want me to send you the pictures though, or you got it?
I got them.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna start reading. In the meantime, we
Whoa. Okay.
we have weird but true frozen brains revived from uh, cryo in a scientific first, and that's like those cryogenics, like tubes that you can pay to put your body in and freeze your body, like in case they can like use it later. And Arizona, I think, has one. I don't know if I'm saying it right now or not, but yeah. So I guess this is what happens with the mouse experiments before they're actually moving on to the humans. Put Aileen on standby because science may be inching a tiny step closer to real life. Um, cryo. I don't think I'm saying that right now. In a breakthrough that sounds ripped straight from a Ridley Scott flick, researchers in Germany have managed to freeze brain tissue to ultra cold temperatures and bring it back with key signs of life still flickering, including electrical activity linked to learning and memory. Remember what we learned the other day, too, about like just because your heart slows down and stops, like your brain still keeps going for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
The feat, detailed in a new study published in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, suggests that one day scientists may be able to place brain tissue or even entire organs into a deep freeze and revive them later without wrecking the delicate circuitry that makes them tick. That's long been the sticking point. When biology uses the old-fashioned way, water inside cells crystallize into jagged ice shards, membranes, and sever the microscopic connections between the neurons. In the brain, those connections, the infrastructure behind thought and consciousness. To dodge that icy death spiral, neurologists at the University of Erlangen Nuremberg turned to a technique known as vitrification, a rapid cooling method that transforms into a glass-like state before ice crystals can form. Instead of freezing into rigid ice, the tissue becomes something closer to molecular glass. Chemical activity essentially pauses in place. So I guess that's to not have the shards and damaging pieces. For their test run, the researchers flash froze thin slices of mouse brain tissue containing the hippocampus, the region of learning and memory, plunging them into liquid nitrogen at a bone-chilling 196 degrees Celsius. And I spared you all the pictures of the mice. The samples then set suspended in this glassy deep freeze anywhere from 10 minutes to a week. The real moment of truth came during the thaw. Scientists carefully reheated the tissue at lightning speed while flushing out the chemical antifreeze solution used during freezing, a delicate balancing act to keep the cells from swelling, cracking, or bursting. When the revived brain slices were put under the microscope, the team saw something remarkable. The microscopic structures linking neurons synapses appeared intact. It is insane the stuff that people come up with and do. It's like, my God. Let's just make antifreeze for it. The cell's tiny generators, mitochondria were humming along. And when researchers nudged the neurons with tiny electrical pulses, they fired back. In fact, the brain circuits still showed long-term potential. A key biological process that strengthens synaptic connections and underpins learning and memory. The results of the let's see what's left. It just kicked me out. I want to talk about the way the brain circuits worked, how the brain functioned, preserving an entire mouse brain, and what they've come up with at these early stages. So I'll go ahead and stick it in comments for anybody that wants to read the rest of it, because it does give a lot of information about what they're doing here.
I technically have frozen mouse brains in my freezer right now.
Yeah, slice them nice and actually, you do.
Have a bag of frozen mouse brains.
They just happen to be in the mouse still.
They're still in the mouse, yeah. But yeah, I have probably 100 or at least 50 frozen mouse brains in the freezer. Make a nice snack tray. Cryo sleep. Scientific mouse brains. Weird. I don't know. Weird what goes on in a lab. And this is just the stuff that you hear about. Think of all the stuff that you don't hear about. Think of the stuff that they're like, nah, we can't tell anybody about this.
You don't think they're not already experimenting on the people, like in these cryogenics or cryogenics, like tubes?
Oh, yeah.
Already, I think they are.
Yeah.
I know I'm not saying that correctly.
Cryogenics. Yeah. Put my body in a raft and shoot Roman candles at me. Like Vikings on welfare. Exactly. Vikings. I still have, if anybody saw that one video I made on the 3 hot sauces, the one I tried called Funeral. Viking Funeral. Whew. I like hot sauce. That one.
To try the Slayer one.
That one about killed me. It was hot, which I'm okay with hot, but that one, the Viking came back for a visit later that night.
Oh no!
Yeah, whew, man.
I just learned what a Poseidon's kiss was the other day on The Sims. I didn't understand why my sim, like, because it's the nobles and royalty, whatever.
Yeah.
And mine, I took over the family of Princess Cordelia, and she's very high maintenance, but I couldn't understand why every single time she went to the bathroom, she would get a moodlet that she was uncomfortable and upset because of Poseidon's kiss. It said Poseidon's kiss from having the high materialistic trait. So I had to look up what Poseidon's kiss was. I'm like, oh, oh, buddy. But yeah, you gotta try that Viking Revenge. You need to try that Slayer sauce.
Yeah, if I can find it, I will get it.
Have you ever thought about trying any of Jacoby's meat so horny stuff?
Yeah. I was actually on his website not too long ago looking at some of it.
I was gonna buy some. Like I was thinking, like, gosh, if my dad was around, I totally like would get all sorts of stuff for him to try.
Yeah.
Because that he loves that stuff. But and then I think like you would think you probably would dig his rubs and all that. And then I'm thinking he would probably dig your stuff too, though. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's stuff that I tried. I got a bunch of hot sauce and got some more videos coming. But yeah, man, that one tore my ass up, literally. Odorous Arungus, yep. I watched I watched Gore on I always watch those Tiny Desk concerts and I'm like, Gore is on a Tiny Desk concert? This ought to be interesting. Mm,
wait, what?
Gore is
What
on a
Tiny Desk
Tiny.
concert?
You've never seen those?
No, I don't think so.
Tiny Desk concerts. Yeah.
What are they on?
It's on you. You can find them on YouTube. Um, there's all kinds of artists on there. It is what NPR. Tiny
Like, is it
Desk.
something I could have seen and not known what it was called?
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of artists on there. I mean, people that you've never heard of, or people that you've heard of. David Byrne was on there not too terribly long ago, and let's see, most
Does it
watched.
give recognition to like bands otherwise that wouldn't get noticed, or a battle of the bands type thing, or is it just
It's more popular, I mean, yeah, I
people
mean, it's
already like have a following?
yeah, yeah. Um, and people that are popular, but not necessarily like Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa. I don't know how to say that. I've seen her name, and I
Oh,
watched
I
a
like her.
few minutes of it. Um, yeah, I mean, there's like Sting and Shaggy. You know, um,
Yeah, I like
there's people that
Shaggy.
people that you haven't heard of, people that are up and coming, and then people that have been playing music for years.
Did you say
But yeah,
Stained or Sting?
Sting and Shaggy,
Who?
Sting and Shaggy,
Oh, Sting. Okay.
Stang.
Sting. Mine? It's Sting, mine. It's a small setup live show. I'll have to check
Yeah,
into this.
it's pretty cool.
I'm surprised Just no learning of this.
Yeah, I've been watching it for quite a while. I watched this girl Tosh Sultana, I think is her name. I'm like, who the hell is this? Never heard of him. She's actually pretty good. She's definitely a good player. But yeah, I mean, everybody's been on there from Justin Timberlake to T Pain to Adele to like U2 to like yeah, everybody's on there.
Oh, that's a cool little thing to watch. Yeah, shoot.
Other one I like is
And I get to binge it.
Daryl's House is a good one.
Dirgy in the house.
Daryl's House is always a good one.
Daryl's house.
Yeah, Daryl Hall.
Oh, and John Oat.
Yeah, but it's just Daryl. It's
Mm.
Daryl's House. They usually
Oh,
play and in the studio. He had his own studio, and they play in there. His band's in there, and I just watched one the other day. It was Blackberry Smoke. It was Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke. He came and played a bunch of Blackberry Smoke songs, and Daryl played along with him. It's pretty good.
nice. I don't want to jinx something, but look.
I know. Don't speak of it. What have I got up next here?
Wait, am I next? Or are you next?
I think it's me. If the stupid thing would work.
Oh, yeah, because I did that stupid. First one was the brain.
Brains.
Yeah.
This one, mysterious Iranian radio signal could be activating sleeper agents.
What?
Let's see if this article, I read this one before, so I don't think it's too terribly redacted. Radio sleuths have been left perplexed by an enigmatic radio signal that's been broadcasting after U.S. attacked Iran. The U.S. attacked Iran. Twice a day, a mysterious series of seemingly random numbers is being broadcast across the world. The numbers are recited in blocks by a man speaking Persian, followed by the word tavolia, meaning attention, 3 times before more numbers are read out. The strange signal began just 12 after two rented lips. The strange signal began just 12 hours after, God, that's hard to say. Just 12 hours after the U.S. and Israel began attacking Iran on February 28th, leading many to speculate that these particular numbers may be encoded message designed to be received and interpreted by sleeper cells or agents hidden around the world. And a method of communication that has been used countless times before by various other countries, and the messages themselves are practically impossible to decipher without the matching decoder. The story gets even weirder, though, because on March 4th, it seems that someone had actually made an active effort to jam the signal, as evidenced by electronic noise that had started to drown it out. When it was no longer possible to hear the numbers, the broadcast stopped briefly, then shifted to a different frequency, and carried on as if nothing was amiss. This suggests that someone else believed that the signal was worth blocking. Could have been the United States trying to prevent the intended recipients from receiving it. The fact that the signal was resumed on a different frequency also indicates that someone is both actively managing the broadcast and is keen to ensure that it continues. As for what the actual message means, unfortunately, all we can do is speculate. So
They can't put it into a translate. And he's going like how far around the world? Like from being in ham radio and this and that. Like what type of radio is he on? Is he using like repeaters? Like how is he getting all over the world?
Yeah, apparently it's a fairly strong transmitter.
Damn.
That makes me wonder, like,
And it's hitting other transmitters?
well, it just said it's being broadcast all over the place. So,
Oh, so it's being broadcast, yeah.
yeah. But, makes me wonder, like, I've been watching these videos on whatever they call the war, whatever's going on right now. Project Fury or what, something Fury.
Operation Fury, yeah.
Operation Fury. I was watching stuff on it um, night before last, and they're talking about the technology. There's massive jumps in technology. They can pinpoint locations, they can shoot bombs, missiles, drop bombs, whatever, and pinpoint accuracy. Well, it's like, can't they figure out where this freaking radio signal's coming from and just take it out? I mean, maybe it's more involved than that, but it seems like if it's
Looks
coming,
like there's a big building next to it, too.
looks like if it was coming from a place, I'm sure that's just some random stock photo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if it's a stationary signal coming from somewhere, they should be able to somehow track it and find out where it's coming from. And you know, if that's the case, take it out.
Unless they don't want to.
Yeah. See, there's always the other nefarious reasons to not do what you would think they would normally do. I don't know.
Operation Israel's bitch.
Remember, like a couple of weeks back, I was talking about that. The whatever the I played some of it. Just that weird Russian radio signal that's coming out of somewhere. Nobody knows where, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of something like that, but just an updated version of it. It's the new updated version 2.0 of strange radio signals. But yeah, I mean, there has been, I mean, they used to use uh, broadcast messages like that, from submarines, boats, landlocked places. I mean, all over the world, different countries, everything has used it, and you can't really decode it unless you have, the matching code book or whatever. So whoever's broadcasting it, unless they're just sitting around bored off their ass making up numbers to broadcast, to troll everybody around the world.
Probably on shortwave. You get
But
the atmospheric bounce and it goes on and on.
yeah,
Hey, Debbie. Hey, sister.
stop the share.
Gosh, every time his like little thyroid doesn't feel good when he's sleeping, and then he stretches. He always makes like this little grunty, like not feeling good type sound in his voice. Poor baby boy. My baby boy. I got all my babies in a row up here. Wait.
Yeah, we changed the formula on my dog's food. We added a few things because it's like she has some of the same symptoms that our other dog had before we ended up losing her.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're trying to see if we can change that. before it's too late to change it.
As far as like her during her diet, or just like things that you're seeing with her.
Yeah, just things like, like Tiki would, like, she got real thirsty and she just like would eat like anything. She was,
Oh, so like kidneys or thyroid.
yeah, I mean, it's, Darcy was reading a lot, and one of the things is Cushing's disease. And, yeah, so we started, I started adding flaxseed to her food, ground up flaxseed, and melatonin and something else. Forget what else. But she seems to be, I don't know, seems to be changing a little bit. She's only been on it for like a week now. So I don't know. We'll see.
I'm finally getting poor little Bootsy's experiment working to where she's able to actually make a potty now. That's the right consistency that the doctor wants. Poor thing. I'm scared to take it out again, but I don't really like to talk about that anyway. She's such a good girl. And she's like fought and fought and fought to live this long. And she trusts me enough to like take her in somewhere and put her on her little back with her little feet up and trust like her life in my hands.
I think they know when you're trying to help them.
Yeah, I do believe that. I do believe that. Whether they hate it or not, I think like within a little bit they realize like, wait a second, I feel like this and I feel like this, I think because she took me there.
Yeah. I mean, I've even had my dog like come to me with like a sand spur or something in her paw, and it's like pulled her paw up, like, hey, I need some help.
Aww.
Get this damn thing out of my foot. It's killing the
I look at you with those eyes. So this goldfish earned Guinness World Record for driving. And I almost feel like, and I didn't look it up, but I think there might have been another driving goldfish.
Yep.
This fish feels the need for speed. A goldfish recently earned a Guinness World Record for driving. Blub, the Italian fish, took home the title for the greatest distance covered in a motion-sensing vehicle by a goldfish in 1 minute, thanks to his owner, who is an engineer. Thomas de Wolf of the Netherlands crafted a four-wheeled vehicle that holds a water tank and is directed by the movements of the goldfish, who is travel a total of 40 feet and 3.46 inches to break the record. The four-wheeler is complete with a motion-sensing camera, so when the fish moves to one side of its tank, the car also moves in that same direction. Normally, my job is quite monotonous, so I wanted to create something that would entertain people, turning my serious job into something fun. And he says both things with air quotes. The objective is to show people what is possible to achieve with this kind of technology, even when it's not necessarily something serious. The out-of-the-box thinker set the record with Blub out on the Italian TV show that partners with Guinness World Records to Lo Show di Record in Milan on January 23rd. Milan. The series presenter pointed out that DeWolf's invention could help humans with physical impairments drive as well. I would love to maybe one day be able to help people with mobility issues, he agreed. DeWolf uh, jokingly said that there's only one problem with his record breaking feat. How am I going to explain to Bub now that he has a world title? So, geez. And then people in comments, not sure what the bigger picture of this is. My idea, the goldfish making it move is funny. Someone else said, how freaking stupid. Someone said, but did the fish realize he was making the vehicle move? Or was he just swimming like they do all day long in a fish tank?
Put that dude in an Uber car and have him drive somebody around town. That'd be impressive.
Oh, shoot. They're starting to put, those food carts out more places around here. And I'm not exactly sure which city that's kind of neighboring, but they're starting to create kind of a problem.
What is it?
Those little food carts, delivery carts, where you like order and then the little robot like just is driving down the sidewalk with your food and shit in it, like past all these people crossing the street. Dog could like stop on it. And then it gets to your house and you put in a code and you take out your food. Delivery robots. It'll all be automated. All automated.
Weird, man. I mean, I get it, but I don't know. Yeah, that's the bummer about the cat, Nate. I wouldn't be surprised though if you say she was a shop cat. I wouldn't be surprised if another one shows up to take her place. My mom and my dad.
Oh, I didn't see that.
They both had, I don't know how many cats, and my mom's cat had this big, huge white cat, solid white. And you see lots of cats. You don't see that many white cats. Solid white cats. This thing was like a freaking snowball, and she had it for years. And it was a stray. It just showed up one day, and she just took care of it, and it was there. In and out of the house. It just lived there for years. Freaking cat died, and I shit you not, within, I don't know, it was within like 36 hours, another cat showed up, just another stray cat. And the weird thing about it was a freaking white cat.
They do that though. They
Yeah.
will make room. Like with my calico, when Bob passed and I didn't have room for Panda, Bob passed and I had room for Panda. It was almost like she was saving room, knowing she was going to go and just hold on a couple more days and then
Yep.
Panda will have a spot.
Yep.
And I've had the gray and orange cat combination several times now, where the two are together and it's like with one extra gray cat that's smaller. Like it's no coincidence.
Yeah. I almost think that, especially with cats like that just show up, stray cats or whatever, that just show up, and you take care of them and you have them for a long time. I think when they get ready to pass, it's almost like they go out and like find a recruit, and they're like, "Hey, I'm on my way out. I know where a cool place to live is.
Yeah, I know a good person that will take
Yeah.
care of you.
Yeah. Because, like, we had this other cat. I think we had it for like 22 years. His name was Boots. Just a, typical gray stripe, tiger stripe cat. He was awesome. He lasted forever. And same thing. When he just finally he got so old, he just died of old age. And like as soon as he died, like a friggin' another cat just shows up. Like just shows up, meow, meow, all friendly, like not like a total skittish stray cat. Just shows up. So here's my dad. Got another cat. Won't go away. Guess I'm gonna keep it. It's almost like the cat knew. Like, got hey, I'm on the way out, man. I know where a cool place to live is. Why don't you take it
Yeah.
over when I leave? I'm gonna move on, and you can have my spot. It's like, I swear, I think they do that. It's weird.
And then like I was reading this thing about like my mom, she ended up with like Harley, like he came to the like he was watching her and was like bringing her like these huge leaves that you could not believe. And then all of a sudden the tortoise shell came with him, and she's like, what's going on? And um then they came back one day and had a kitten with them, and then there was two kittens, and then my mom heard a screaming sound one morning, and one was in the pool, and the other cat was at the door yelling at my mom to get the cat out of the pool. And so my mom started putting the kittens in the house, and then Lucy would come in, take care of the cats, and go back out. Well, she got them fixed and stuff, and kept one of the sisters, Felicia, because she was with them also. Um, it was like two tortoise shells and Harley, and then the babies, and the neighbors around here adopted the babies. And Harley was a flame tip, is a flame tip um, Siamese. But when I was looking it up, it was talking about cats when they choose you, and how these one cats like him will bring a big ass leaf to you like that.
Yeah.
And she has a picture of like, she goes, I don't even know where he found this leaf. It's huge. And he would bring her stuff until like she would start letting him in, and she let him in with his like family.
Yep. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Some weird cat culture. I don't know. I fully believe that they choose their replacements or whatever. They don't just,
Yeah.
weird.
Like I didn't know like the cats. I didn't really know Harley when he was that small. My sister did. My sister was staying with her then. But yeah, these animals just show up, and it's like, what? How did you guys just end up like thrown out as a pair like this? Like just three cats like together, just wandering the streets. Like this makes no sense.
Yeah. Trippy. This next one I got video. British father troubled by possible paranormal activity filmed in his apartment. It says this is a Coast to Coast Tim Bennell article. A father in England considered moving his family out of their apartment following several months of strange activity that has understandably left him troubled. According to local media report, the unusual events began when Willow Hunter and his daughters first moved into the residence in the town of Settle around 7 months ago. What started with weird happenings like doors opening and closing on their own soon turned to more concerning things when the family's cat seemed fearful of one particular part of the home. Speaking of cats, curious about the animal's aversion to the living room, Hunter set up a camera, which wound up capturing multiple eerie moments in the apartment. As seen in this creepy video collection of clips featured here. The security system filmed objects seemingly moving on their own, and one of his daughters played nearby, and doors opening and closing on their own with considerable force. I've never really been a big believer in the paranormal. I try to be a bit more logical about things. It's hard to rationalize some of the things that have been going on, Hunter mused. It seems like my flat is haunted, but I don't know what I believe. It's definitely making me question things. To that end, the I don't know what that word is. The strangely thinking dad offered an eerie observation that there is something in this flat that just feels like it's sucking the energy out of me, lamenting that he feels so drained that I end up sleeping for 18 hours in a go. Good Lord,
That's no good.
I haven't slept in for 18 hours since I think the last time I maybe almost croaked. But
I would wake up and freak the hell out. Like, how much time? Like, I just wasted how much time?
the past few weeks have gotten really bad. At his wits and over the situation, Hunter indicated that he's begun looking for a new apartment for his family in the hopes of escaping the suspected haunting. What do you make of this curious case of, and then it doesn't say anything. So let's check out the video here. Let me see
Does
if
he have mold?
Okie dokie. Why is it not opening right? Let me see here. Can't you just open it on YouTube? Oh, geez. Makes me want to sign in again. Oh, for dear good. Okay. Let's see if this will work. Okay, the video's playing. Oh, jeez. Why are things so freaking difficult?
I keep hearing noises.
Yep, that's the video that's playing. Stop sharing. Let me start sharing again.
I never know if a nap is going to be 10 minutes or see you tomorrow. Oh my God. That's why I set my alarms. I have to set alarms at specific times throughout the day in case I do fall asleep like at a certain time, that no matter what, I don't sleep past another certain time.
Okay, this video showing up here now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good God Almighty. Let's go. Here we go. Starts out at night, black and white looking, whatever. You see this thing over here, something just fell all the way over to the right. Well, it's circled. Yeah, you see it like, boom. The thing on the
Oh,
couch
yeah.
pushes it off onto the floor. You hear this banging. The door's like,
Oh, wait, was that a light or an orb right before that closed? Go back. Because the orbs running into the wall will make like, oh, maybe that was a car outside.
yeah, it looked like a reflection of glass on the door. But yeah, this door opens like pretty, like pretty forcefully, and then it closes. And whatever, these other things keep falling off the chair. And then this thing over here, and on the carpet is just moving by itself. And the skateboards, whatever's doing this in this house seems to be into these skateboards because they move a lot. The kids like,
If there's any,
That was weird the way it rolled.
or well, Yeah. If there's anything or anyone in this room right now, open the door again.
I'm just gonna open my command. Bullshit, somebody just crept up and opened it. You had me till then.
Oh my god. Right, there's something in the room. Don't walk that in. What the?
What the fuck? It's like what you're asking for, isn't it? So I wonder if they have a line tied on each side of those handles.
Cat's like, I'm out of
I
here.
saw the cat. He's like, I am out.
I don't know. I mean, if it's legit, that would be kind of freaky.
I mean, I want things to be legit. I don't want to like look at people's stuff and be like, that's not true. That's not true. Like, I like to see people's legitimate experiences and like show off like the real stuff. And just because you don't have your own experience, at least you know you believe it. Because it's hard to believe something unless you've actually experienced it yourself.
Yeah. I don't know. Like here in my house, like Darcy's been like ragging on me. She's like, "Why do you always leave the cabinet doors open?" And I'm like, "I swear I don't remember leaving that open." And then so yesterday, I get up and get up to make coffee and stuff, and I come out in the kitchen and all the cabinet doors are open, like pretty much all of them. And I'm like, okay, so she's trying to make a point for me, and she's like, "I didn't open them." She like swears she didn't open them. Well, I don't, unless I got up in the middle of the night in my sleep and opened them all. I didn't open them, And
Is
she's
the
like,
date significant to anything?
"What's that?"
Is the date significant to anything?
Um, Not really. I mean, it was a month ago was the day that my mom died here, but that's been a month ago. So, but I don't know. She's like, yeah, I came out here the other day. All the cabinet doors were open, and every light in the house was on. And I'm like the one that goes around turning the lights off and turning the water off. Because I'm every time I see lights on and there's nobody in that room, I hear my grandmother or my aunt or somebody, like bitching at me for leaving the lights on. So I go around trying to turn the lights off. She's like, "Yeah, I came out here the other day. All the cabinet doors are open. Every light in the house is on."
Wow.
Like, I don't think I did that, but I know I didn't do it the other morning or the other night, whatever it was. I came out in the morning and all the cabinet doors are open, like all of them. So
It's like poltergeist with the chairs
I don't,
almost.
yeah. So I don't know if it's just me like sleepwalking and opening the cabinets. I didn't remember doing it, but who knows? So that's what used to happen at our old house, and you would hear it like you would hear the cabinet doors like slamming and stuff. Like, is that you? No, I'm not in the kitchen. Come out in the kitchen, all the cabinet doors would be open. Okay, I guess whatever ghost is here, you know.
Over
How's it?
the last so many months, though, I feel like you kind of have brought up a few things that you said reminded you of stuff from like the old house.
Yeah, yeah. I was just thinking the other day, like, you know, that
I'm
when
wondering about dates and stuff.
like the time I woke up that morning, you know, and the necklace that you had made me that I always wear. I wake up and it's like not on me, which could I take it off in the middle of the night somehow? I guess. I it's not something I normally do ever, but I wake up, it's not on me, and I look down and it's on the floor and it is completely soaking wet, like you'd taken it and dunked it in a bucket of water and pulled it up. I'm like, how does this happen? There's no water. If there's water by my bed, it's like in a bottle with a top on it so I don't spill it. There's a cup with a lid on it if there's ever water, or like a Gatorade bottle or something. There's no open water anywhere near my bed. So yeah, I don't know how to explain that one. Yeah, exactly, Debbie. That's what I used to say at the old house. I'm like, hey, if you guys are gonna like, you're welcome to hang out, and eat food in the kitchen, whatever. But hey, there's some dusting, mopping, dishes. Anything you want to help out with is fine. If you're needing to expand some energy on things to do something constructive, be a
But maybe
contribute
because,
to
like,
that.
when we're born, we're dust. When we die, we return to dust. So it's like the ghost is like, I don't want to dust because it might be somebody that I
I might be
know.
dusting up my friends. Have you seen those latest things, like people's ashes, like under a microscope? Man,
No,
look that up. That is trippy. Let me see if I can find.
love looking at those type of things. How people memorialize like ashes
Yeah,
and be lemon scented. Wait, who? I always ask them to stand in the corner and be lemon scented. The ghost? Okay, so I was just looking up what now?
yeah. Like, look at these pictures. These are supposedly human ashes under a microscope.
Oh, ashes.
Come on. Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew, pew. I said micro SCEW. And so scope. I put in the pew.
Pretty trippy looking.
Wow. That's like galaxy.
Yeah.
What type of camera, I wonder, are they using? Holy smokes. There's no way. Dog ashes under a microscope. Human cremains. We are made of stars.
Yeah, that's a few articles that I've seen. That's what they refer to. We are made out of stardust.
Look at human ashes under a high-powered microscope. This is her father's ashes utilizing a bright field microfilm one day after his passage. That's pretty trippy, man.
Yeah.
I had never seen that. And the color, I mean, when we say we're like stars and we return to stardust, like it looks like a nebula and everything.
Yeah.
So that kind of trips me out too.
I mean, these are human ashes right here in this little bottle. But, haven't looked at them under a microscope.
Or have you looked at it with the UV light?
No, I haven't.
Shine a UV light and see what happens.
Yeah, let me go grab one real quick.
We are stardust. It's like that poem. We have calcium in our bones, iron in our veins, carbon in our souls, and nitrogen in our brains. 93% stardust with souls made of flames. We are all just stars that have people names. That's 93% stardust.
I thought I knew where my UV light was.
By Nikita Gill. What if you hold it up and I shine my light at you? Will it work? It might. Because it would reflect.
Nope. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna work, man.
I know where my lights are. They're out in the car. In my.
You want to throw up my? I think it's my last one. I think there's a video for it at the end, but we don't have to worry about it if you don't get there in time, because it just shows like them walking away with it. That 16-second video, the cop walking away with it.
Yeah.
All right. So what we've got here. Yeah. We're souls with body straight. Our carrier carriage. That's why a lot of us use lemons to be carriers. Because it just needs a little bit of space. I'm just kidding. Kind of. Humanoid robot detained by cops after terrorizing elderly women on the street. It was an android arrest. A humanoid robot has been detained by cops for terrorizing an elderly woman on a Chinese street. The surreal incident occurred last week in the city of Macau, with the startled 70-year-old ending up in the hospital following her encounter with the 4-foot, 4-inch bot. And then, like, when there is, like, a video, if you get to see her, like, basically thing coming up to her going, like, woo, with its arms. And then, like, the cop, like, walking away with it. Onlookers filmed a video of the woman yelling at the robot, reporting to be a Unitree G1 model retailing from... the robot is reported to be a Unitree G1 model retailing at $13,500. You're making my heart race, the woman raged in Cantonese, per a report in the Macau Post. You've got plenty to do, so what's the point of messing around with this? Are you freaking crazy? She's trying to, like, and the sad thing is, we can't negotiate or, like, reason with a flipping robot or AI. We see how that works when we just try to appeal a frickin' stupid post. According to the publication, the woman was walking along the street looking at her cell phone when she realized something was following closely behind her. Startled, she turned around to find the robot. In the video footage, the bot was seen raising both arms as he was scolded by the woman. Video subsequently shows 2 police officers taking the robot off the street. The Macau Post reports that there was no physical contact between the woman and the robot. However, she was taken to the hospital where she was examined and released. She was having anxiety. The lady's like, what the hell is this thing in my face waving its arms all threatening like it's a mantis or something? Like what the hell?
Yeah.
So, the robot belongs to an education center in Macau and was conducting a promotional activity in the area. The android was being operated remotely by a 50-year-old man who told the police he was testing the robot to improve its operation. So was he, like, sitting there making it, like, raise the arms at her like that? Or was it programmed to do that? He was subsequently warned by authorities to be more mindful of endangering or frightening pedestrians. What happened? Why did you just drop like that? Footage of the incident went viral, prompting amusing responses from pundits. People say, now the police are taking robots into custody. Have we gone mad? Anyway, I also had a post I put up on my page earlier today where Californians are willingly training their replacements. They're putting cameras on to train AI on how humans act every day by wearing GoPros and stuff. And anyways, it's just insanity. I think that was it. Yeah.
You get away from me now. Oh man, I got in trouble again.
And they're just like walking away with it.
Strange. Yeah, it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah. You hear about the guy who like hacked like all those iRobots because he said, "Oh, I was trying to learn how to control my home robot by using my Nintendo controller, my Xbox controller, and then by doing so, he realized he could control over all these different people's things, and he could do it with just their serial number, and he took control over it." I'm like, yeah, he either like was an accidental ethical hacker or that was his excuse.
Yeah.
But he showed the vulnerabilities because it gave out everybody's mapped rooms, and not only the mapped blueprints of the rooms, but their audio and video files that are stored on those room vacuums. It's crazy.
Yeah, Nate, this is a derby.
I like it. I love Rob's hats.
My dad used to wear one of these back in the late 60s.
Validation.
And then he died.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we were talking about old bands the other day. Oh man, let me see if I can find this real quick. It was funny, the comments were just like killing them. Where's the picture at? Anyway, I'm like looking at who's like coming around and blah blah blah, what bands are playing, and I see Black Flag's going to be touring again.
Oh.
And what's funny, oh man, I wish I could find the picture.
And remember Minor Threat, Black Flag and Minor Threat.
Yeah, here it is. The comments, man, people were just killing the band.
Yeah.
This is Black Flag that's touring. Like there for a while, what's his name? Oh man, brain fart again. Was singing for him. Used to be a pro skater, still is a skater, but Mike Vallely was singing for him. And so now this is the band. This dude over here, again, he's the only original. Oh man, damn it.
Yeah, that's what Nate's saying up there too. It's not the same band. It's just Greg Ginn with some new young people.
Yeah, the comments I'm reading. I mean, I get it. These dudes are old. Like, Greg's old. I mean, they're all old. Everybody's getting old. You can only tour. You can only play music on the stage with that kind of energy for so long. So I get it. He still wants to play. So this girl is the lead singer right now. And, the comments like, God, let's look at the comment. The School of Rock at this point looks more like Jack Black Flag in the School of Rock. Greg Ginn's after school special. God, the comments are just slaying him. But, you know.
You know what band I really like for it being like the son of a legend was when I heard the Sublime in Sonata. I was like, holy cow, like this sounds like Bradley. This has got to be a Sublime song that wasn't released, you know? And they said, you know, it came out this year. And I looked it up. It was his son.
Yeah.
And I saw how his son, you know, does all this work. And he has taken over his like mannerisms, his style. It kind of is like, I mean, he has his own vibe, but he's taken over the feel. Like he's done him right. And I think back to the back of the What I Got CD where he's playing guitar, you know, for the baby.
Yeah.
That's the kid. That's the kid
Yeah.
who's like singing like him now. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I love it. I totally support it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the last time, you know, we went and saw Social Distortion when they were here. The opening band, I'm like, dude, you know, this band sounds like freaking Social Distortion. This guy's like a, you know, mini Mike Ness. And then like I saw him like afterwards at the merch booth, and I'm looking at him, and you know, I was like, dude, you guys sounded awesome. And you know, talked to him for a second, and he was like, yeah, thanks. And then I realized that's Mike Ness's son, Julian. No wonder he sounds like Mike Ness. Plays the same kind of guitar, same kind of style. You know, their band is Love Crimes, and yeah, they're good. But yeah, they sound like Mike Ness, you know, 30 years ago.
I love that.
It's like I went and saw oh man, I can't think of the name of them. I'm like king of the brain farts tonight. It was the guys, a couple of guys. God, now I forgot the name of that band. Jesus. Getting old for me is gonna suck. Am I wearing my pants today? No, I'm not. Free balling it. God, man, I can't think of the name of the band. Total brain fart right now. I see the album cover. They had a song called Styrofoam. They had In the Waiting Room is another song. What's the name of the damn band? Somebody's got to know. Nate, you got to know, right? Anyways, I went and saw there was two of the original guys from that band, and the drummer. I'm just like, the last time, you know, I saw him live was like years and years ago, and he was this kind of skinny, you know, short-haired dude. And now he's like old, you know, full on white hair, like kind of chub, you know, playing the hell out of the drums. But I'm just like, man, everybody's getting old. Fugazi, there you go. I knew you'd know, Nate. Yeah.
Oh, I was just almost there.
Yep. Yeah, it was the drummer and the bass player. I forget what they're called now.
1 second. I'm going to grab the cat medicine.
Yeah. It was a killer show, though. Yeah, I hear Dee Snider's being replaced by Sebastian Bach. I read that the other day. I'm like, is that really happening? I was watching videos the other night of like bands, like lead singers that have like just totally lost it, you know, live. And yeah, they were playing one of Sebastian Bach where somebody, like, I don't know, threw a beer bottle or something and it hit him, and he just freaking lost his shit, jumped out off the stage and just started pounding the dude. Yeah, that Probably came back to haunt him. Yeah, that arthritis, man. I got this weird ass, like you can't see it, but I can feel it. It's right here in my hand. And it's like right where a tendon or something is. And I've got like arthritis in my, fingers and stuff and sucks. But I got this lump in my hand that hurts like hell. I'm going to have to go get it checked out and see what is actually growing inside my hand that I don't think is supposed to be there. And it sucks because it's my finger and hand on my guitar. Probably one of the reasons why my hand hurts after I go play a 4 hour gig, which I have coming up this weekend. Finally. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that freaking band.
Which one?
It's a couple of members from Fugazi, the drummer and it's either the guitar or the bass player. I can't remember. Wasn't Ian McKay? Um, I don't think. Shit. Now I got to look it up. Yeah, a lot of bands. Yeah, a lot of them are gone, like completely gone. Like pretty much, I think the only really original member, and wasn't even really an original. Well, I guess he was an original member, but from Leonard Skinner is Artemis Pyle. Everybody, Gary Rossington just died last year, so like what the plane accident didn't take out. Um, Old age and whatever has taken out everybody else. And Artemis is still kicking. He lives around this area somewhere. I see him every once in a bit. Yeah, like Molly Hatchet. None of those guys are the original members. They're all dead and gone.
Damn.
Everybody's like, yeah, it's just a cover band now, which kind of is, but they're damn good. They're still
Gotta do
playing.
them justice.
Yeah, I mean, they're still playing Molly Hatchet's music, and they're doing a damn good job. It's not like
I mean,
some
if they're
cheesy
doing
cover
them
band.
justice and it's like taste, like respectful, then right on.
Yeah,
And it's a tribute.
yeah. Yeah, Nate, I did. I went through and listened to some Grimes stuff the other day, and yeah, it's just not me, man. I listened to it on the way home the other night, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. The stuff I listened to, she sounded like Minnie Mouse singing. I was like, what's up with her voice, man?
Maybe you need
Like,
like the video for the full effect.
yeah, Leonard Skinner's pretty much, I mean, Ricky Medlock's played on and off with him for years. I mean, he was in Blackfoot. But yeah, they're all pretty much all gone except for Artemis. He's still kicking. Him and Ricky. That was one of the coolest things. I went to the Bass Pro grand opening, the Bass Pro shop here. And they had like all these old fishing legends and stuff there. And of course, Johnny Morris that owns Bass Pro, he was there, and all the old fishing guys that you used to see on TV were there. And there's all these people
Like
like
Bill
lined up.
Dance.
What's that?
Bill Dance.
Yep,
No way.
yep. And it was cool to see all those people there. But there's like this big line of people like waiting to get up and get an autograph or whatever. And I look over and here's this dude sitting there, and there's several people waiting to get autographs. But I was like, hell yeah, it's Ricky Medlock. Now there's somebody really cool
Oh.
at the Bass Pro Shop. I was stoked to see him there. It's like, yeah, all these fishing pros, that's all cool and everything. It is a, fishing tackle outdoor store. So yeah, you expect to see
have
them.
all this stuff, to get to try and use, and then they
Yeah.
just get better equipment. We used to always watch Bill Dance.
Oh yeah, he was
I'm
hilarious.
going fishing with Bill Dance today.
Yeah, he was always falling out of the boat and doing all kinds of stuff,
Oh.
getting snagged on stuff and breaking his rods.
That's what I wanted to do. Or we wanted to do the Okeechobee bass tournament.
Yeah.
We would do the sturgeon derbies and other other kind of tournaments. I thought no, the Okeechobee bass tournament in Florida would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Because then there's some sick prizes. You get a chance to upgrade. If you win something, you can upgrade your stuff real fast.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a tournament up there like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okeechobee?
No, I haven't done that one. Mesthetics is the name of their band.
Oh.
That's who I went and saw. I can never remember the name of the band because I can hardly say it, but yeah, it's Mesthetics. It's Joe Lally and Brendan Canty from Fugazi, the bass player and the drummer.
I wonder if Tony's gonna start doing some more phone or stream type tests, because they were going for wanting really good clarity, this and that. And then a few weeks ago or a couple weeks ago, I seen he had a post where he's saying basically which we kind of know, it's almost like chasing the dragon, trying to reach the highest level of audio clarity.
Yeah.
To where you just kind of overlook a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And you just gotta just sometimes go with what you got and whatever. So I didn't read the whole thing, but that's kind of what I got out of the piece I read.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to see some live experiments done with that. 'Cause that's a pretty cool concept.
Yeah, I added my name to the list, and
Oh yeah, I did too, for the help.
yeah, but hadn't heard anything from him.
And I know it's similar to other concepts too. It's just, you know what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
it's a different thing, way of presenting itself.
Yeah. Oh man.
Roland Martin, yes.
Yep.
Roland Martin was cool. I
Yeah.
think I met him at a Bass Pro Shops before,
Yep.
sitting out in a boat.
Yep.
Like,
That's where they were all at.
yeah, like in the parking lot, like sitting in a boat. I'm like, it's Roland Martin, man.
Yep.
I didn't get nothing signed or ask for nothing. It was just cool to see him. I forgot that one.
Yeah, I was gonna start rearranging my spring garden coming up soon. Cold whooped ass on all my pepper plants and stuff, so gotta start those over again.
They grow back pretty fast, though, right?
Fairly fast, yeah. I got, I don't know, I got like probably a good 4 different yields last year from them, where I'd go out and pick, like 300 to 400 peppers usually. So I still got a bunch in the freezer right now for the next batch of sauce coming up.
Do they get hotter sitting in the freezer?
I don't know. Some people say yes, some people say no.
Like the seeds?
Yeah, I know. I grew some 2 years ago that they were. I try to keep my daddle peppers. There's non-hots, regular hots, and I try to keep them. Some in the backyard. I try to keep them apart. A couple of
Why
years
is
ago,
that?
I just so they don't like cross pollinate, and and
They can do that and make
do
one
something.
pepper hotter.
Yeah, and I
I guess so.
grew a batch of daddle peppers right next to a big batch of um, jalapeno and ghost peppers. Actually, it was jalapeno and Carolina peppers, which are
Oh,
hot as hell. And man, that batch of that was like stupid hot. So they must have got some kind of pollination off the Carolina Reaper plants or something. Even the habaneros, they were just like wicked hot. Like daddle pepper, I can chop up one of those like on my eggs or something, even a habanero, and no big deal. Man, those the peppers out of that batch, I chopped up a habanero and put it on my eggs one day and thought I was gonna freaking have a heart attack. It was just stupid hot. But
but
I did this sauce in one of my it's a local one from here. It's called A Frame. And I can't
One
say
that
it's
you
bad.
bought.
Yeah, I can't say it's bad, but man, this stuff is like super sweet. It's like it's like candy sauce. I don't generally like my hot sauce as sweet as that stuff, and it's got its purposes, but it's way too sweet for me. Did a spoonful of that, and I was like, "Whoa!" I feel like I just did a sugar shot. But that's okay because I followed it up with that Viking funeral, which about took me out. Anytime I go to talk and I'm like, and then I get the
Oh no.
hiccups, start getting the hiccups, then you know it's hot. Yeah, that one came back to haunt me. Didn't puke later that night, but boy, was I close.
And that's why I always say this is where you and my dad, and it would scare me actually to see you too, because like if one doesn't back down and one neither cares about stopping breathing and resuscitating just for the next bite, then we're in trouble. But he'll like all of a sudden take a bite and start turning all these weird colors, and he's like, huh, huh. I look at the table and we're just watching him, and eyes pouring, and he's like now like such a red color. It's like the rarest meat that you've ever imagined, where it's like
Yeah.
almost blue, and it's like holy shit. And then all of a sudden he's like, and comes to, he's like, good shit, you know.
Yep.
And then he takes another damn bite.
Yeah, I like that endorphin rush that you get from
Yeah, but he's like that. He'll like basically have his heart stop.
it. See, that's what freaked me out. I started doing the hot sauce reviews again on my YouTube channel. And the last time that I was doing, and I don't think it has anything to do with me having a heart attack, but I was doing hot sauce reviews up until the point where I had a heart attack. So then I started doing them the other day, and that Viking funeral like seriously lit my ass up. And I was like, damn, hope I don't have another heart attack. Mm. Yeah, I got done with that, and I was like, man, I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna throw this shit away because I don't want no more of this. Whew, it was
Have
bad.
you ever done that before?
What?
Thrown a sauce away for being too.
Not really. I mean, I've got some stuff in the fridge right now that is it's called Reaper Squeezins, and it's made
Oh
by
shit.
Pucker Butt Pepper
Squeezes.
Company. And it's basically is all it is Carolina Reaper mash. It's
Oh
just
no.
ground up Carolina Reapers with,
Like horseradish. Ugh.
it's just hardcore. It's insanely hot.
No.
Like a drop of it is all you need to like season a whole pot of chili to make it spicy.
Like the littlest needle point tip of my tongue taste would probably kill me.
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff's it's hot. And he's got peppers that are 2 and 3 times hotter than that now. Carolina Reapers are no longer the hottest pepper on the planet. He's got pepper X and pepper Y
Oh
that are
yeah.
just like watching a video, Smoking Ed, and from Pucker Butt Pepper Company, and this
He said pucker butt.
yeah, that's the name of it,
Is
Pucker Butt Pepper Company, and
it really?
yeah, and the guy that was there was a girl interviewing Ed, and he's showing her the peppers, and he takes a bite of one. The dude eats insanely hot stuff, like it's ridiculous. And the camera guy, he's like, said something about trying it, and Ed's like, yeah, you're welcome to try, but I'm gonna warn you, you're probably gonna throw up. He's like, ah, nah. The dude like takes a little piece of one of the peppers, and he's got it in his mouth, and you see him like he like starts freaking out, can't breathe, and a little while later he disappears. And Ed's like, where'd your camera guy go? She's like, I think he's over there puking behind the car right now. Yeah. I mean, it's just so insanely hot that, peppers they're not going to like burn a hole in your stomach, but there's so much capsaicin that your body thinks it's like being poisoned, and it just starts trying to get rid of it any way it can, whether you're like snotting out your nose and your face and puking, whatever.
When your tongue's just hanging out and saliva snot is like hanging from every orifice of your like mouth.
Yeah. And like I say, I've eaten some of the most hottest pepper sauce in the world, and and dealt with it. But man, that stuff the other night, I've had hotter sauce than that, but something in that sauce, man, it kicked me right in the ass hardcore. I felt fine after about 10 minutes, like the burn subsided, went away, no big, I mean, you can see in the video I'm talking almost normal, but I like later that night I had eaten dinner and I don't know if I ate dinner, but I ate something, and I ate like 4 or 6 kaopectate tablets and Tums because my stomach felt like I'd swallowed broken glass. But I had eaten something and like nodded off on the couch. I slept for like an hour or so, and I woke up and I was like, ugh, I don't feel so good. And yeah, for the next 30 minutes, it just got worse and worse and worse. And I was on the edge of puking my brains out. My mouth was just like pouring water. So yeah. Damn. Like the old Viking came back to haunt me. And I haven't, like I say, I've eaten that Reaper squeezins. I've eaten all kinds of stuff. But what you don't see in that video is I'm doing like a spoonful of all these sauces, which, if they're hot, a spoonful is a lot. And I did a spoonful of that Viking funeral. And, the first spoonful, it's like my nose is like snotting and, my eyes are watering and my nose got so bad I had to blow my nose. So I stopped the video. And you just see in the video, sorry, I had to blow my nose. Well, I come back to finish the video, and that whole first part of the video I lost it. So I had to refilm it and do another spoonful on top of it. Yeah, that's what killed me. And I sat here for a minute. I'm like, do I really want to do another spoonful? Maybe I'll just say I did a spoonful. But no, I actually did it. I'm like, if I'm going to do these reviews, I'm just going to do them the way they do, or just the way they come out. So yeah, I did another spoonful of that stuff. And then I finished it up with Melinda's ghost pepper sauce on top of that. So yeah, 3 or 4 spoonfuls of ridiculously hot sauce pretty much did me in. But this stuff, man, I can drink half a bottle of that stuff, and the only thing that would happen would be like I would get a sugar rush because it's like spicy candy. Tastes good, just way too sweet for my likings. Anyways. Yeah, I've gotten into the bird watching here as of late. We're trying to make
Have
friends with crows now.
Me too, Rob. Yes. You know how we lost all the crows from that horrible bird flu?
Yeah.
And we're talking again when you hear caw caw. That's because they're recognizing your face. And then, like, if they're just watching you through a thing, it means something. And, um, like these different things, that they're getting used to you again. Well, we've got some that are finally starting to come back. They like, and they like, so I go out, caw, caw. So, like, I'm trying to get them to come back into the yard myself because my mom's come in. It's like, we're never having crows again because it was so traumatic. Because, like, I actually heard them upset when the crow was dying on the grass and how they act and, like, flap and do all that. And so they saw like bad things happen back here, and so they're like, screw this place. And these ones were like
Yeah.
so brave, they would go under the awning sideways and like pick stuff up. But yeah,
Yep. Yeah, I've been watching videos with making friends with crows. They're pretty smart birds.
they are the smartest, and they recognize you and they'll bring you things. And have you noticed though that there's all of a sudden like different birds, or are you getting different birds than normal, or it seems like all of a sudden there's like a different type of migration bird
I've seen
that's
some
not
that
normal?
yeah, I've seen some like I was saying over at Sam's house, she was speeding them and like she was within, inches of feeding them out of her hand before, they left and now I wonder what all those birds are doing. They're probably bummed. But yeah, I saw some over there that she's like, "What are those?" I'm like, "I have no idea." Had to like look some of them up. We get cardinals, male and female cardinals a lot, blue jays, of course, crows, mourning doves, mockingbirds, and then the little wrens and titmouse birds, and then I see some that I'm not quite sure what they are. And then, like, just out of the blue, we get these weird, they're either white or pink. And they're these like long neck, they're like some kind of crane or something. Like sometimes I'll look out in the yard and there'll be like 20 of them out there.
Like you
And they
see
just,
their necks sticking up over the grass,
oh yeah, they're tall. They're like 14, 16 inches, 18
like
inches.
water birds, like they have the beak for like
Yeah,
water birds.
yeah. They just walk around and get
Chill
fed
over
by the
there,
birds.
like when they're not.
Yeah, they're definitely smart birds for sure.
It was the hardest thing, like when we got the West Nile here, when they put the mosquitoes out that were supposed to stop West Nile.
Yeah.
But picking up three of our resident crows from the backyard to have, and they all laid down like the same way, like this, and like laid. And like one night, me and my mom's like, why does that one crow like look like something's wrong with him? Like his hair was all like kind of like ruffly. And he's the one that died the next morning. And it's like, oh man. He was sitting on the fence. But I had to go out there and then pick him up and put him in a bag. And it's like I'm just looking at it, and it's like I see nothing wrong with it at all.
Huh.
and then I hang it up so shit can't get it, and then call the dude to come pick it up and test them. So 3 of them in the backyard tested positive
Oh, wow.
for West Nile, and then when I was walking on the sidewalk, all of a sudden I see like a lump on the sidewalk ahead of me. I'm like, oh man. I get closer, sure enough, it's another one. I just grabbed a bag and stuck it and hung it on the fence, and then I called and just said where it was at. I'm like, you guys can just pick it up over here. Whatever. But yeah, that one was positive for West Nile also. Dublin lost a shitload of crows.
Dang. Yeah, animals don't tend to mess with the peppers so much. The birds will eat them. I don't think peppers, hot peppers, I don't think birds, they seem to like them. They don't mess with them generally. Every once in a while, I'll see one, picking at a pepper or something. But
Do they not eat the seed?
no, they eat the whole thing.
No.
And supposedly, birds are kind of whatever, like immune to the capsaicin or whatever. I'm like, damn, you go, bird. But yeah, I don't generally have like if I grow vegetables, especially like tomatoes and stuff, damn squirrels will get in and just like gnaw a hole in the tomato. It's like if you're gonna eat it, fucking eat the tomato. Don't just like chew a hole in it. Piss me off. But yeah, sometimes squirrels will do that, and or get in beans or broccoli or whatever. But it was weird. There was we have rabbits, just these little wild rabbits, and I don't have a fence or anything around the garden. And I'd always see the rabbits out there, like when my mom was here. She'd be like, "Oh, look at that rabbit." She'd throw stuff out there to feed it. I'm like, "Yeah, when that rabbit gets in my garden, we're gonna be eating him." Having rabbit stew. But no, rabbit never. None of them ever got in the garden. You would think rabbits are gonna just tear a garden up.
Tear it up.
They never did.
They saw what happened to Dillo with old Henry. They said, I'm not even take a chance.
But deer, man, deer will clean out your garden in a heartbeat.
Black oil sunflower seeds, eh? Double the amount of birds. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, they like those. Yeah, we had a squirrel feeder out here. Damn squirrels will get in just about anything. So I was just like, oh hell with it, and put a bird feeder or squirrel feeder up on the tree and fill it with peanuts, like whole peanuts, and the squirrels love them. Man, they devastated that freaking feeder though. Like had it nailed to the tree, and those little bastards tore it off the tree. Little savages.
I used to make like little things with kids where you take like corn cobs or whatever, like corns pieces of corn or something, and then you like roll it in, I don't remember if it's peanut butter or what, or
Yeah.
honey, and then like you roll it in like a seed and something else, and then it dries kind of like those you pack the
Yep.
stuff on, and you put it up for like the little birds.
Yeah. Yeah. Out at our old house, man, the damn squirrels, they would get up like the eaves of the house.
Acrobats.
They'd chew holes in the damn eave of the house and then get up in the attic. We had squirrels that came down the chimney. They were a pain in the ass. Anyways,
What board is that behind you?
what's that?
What board is that behind you?
Oh, that surfboard. Yeah, that's the one I bought a couple of weeks ago. It's one I made 24 years ago.
That's what I was thinking.
That's still in really good condition. It's weird. I tried to buy this board on Marketplace. I saw it. I tried to buy it like, I don't know, over a year ago. And the girl that had it, like, she wouldn't write me back, and I'm like, hey, I'm here in town. I'm the one that made that board, I'd love to come buy it, I got cash in my pocket. Finally, she wrote me back and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I sold that. It was my boyfriend's, and me and him broke up, and he left it here, and then I sold it. Well, I think it's sold. I'm like, well, you sold it, or you think it's sold, or it's not sold. What is it? She's like, well, I put it at the Pit Surf Shop, and I think they sold it. So I called the Pit Surf Shop, and yeah, they had sold it. So I missed it. And then, lo and behold, I'm on Marketplace, and it comes up again, the same board. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to miss it this time.
The people that just bought it threw it right back up?
No, it was completely somebody else.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy he had been on a surf trip recently. Where did he tell me he went to? Dominican Republic. And he's like, man, the boardwork killer there. Kind of hate to sell
Nice.
it. It was funny. He was like, when he came to meet me, I was at like one of this little farmer's market that I started doing. And I told him I'd be there if he could, come by and drop it off. And I have cash for him. And he got there, and we're talking, and he's like, so, because I just looked on the app on Facebook, and your last name's Autry. And I said, yeah. He's like, so do you know who made this board? I said, yeah. He goes, you're Rob Autry? I said, yeah. Couldn't believe it.
That is great. I love it.
I said, yeah, I made this board. I flipped it over and looked at the serial number. I said, yeah, made this board in 2002. So, yeah, what is that? 24 years ago?
That is so cool.
And I bought another one. Well, I didn't buy it. My nephew has it now. And, God, I made that board. Holy geez. In like early 80s. So it's pretty old. And it's in almost immaculate condition. Couldn't believe it. It's funny. I see some boards that, were just made 10 years ago, and they look like hell. They're all delaminated and falling apart. And then that's why I'm always stoked when I see a board that I made 30, 40 years ago, and it's still in great shape. No delamination, no nothing. And it's been ridden,
Yeah.
Made them to last.
The Predator Badlands. There's so much about Rob that you'll just never know it all. You'll think you've heard it like a lot of really cool stuff. And then you assume there's some like, brand, equally kind of cool stuff thrown in there. No, it's like while y'all like whoa, ha, ha, all sorts of like really cool stuff. Nothing surprises me. I'm convinced there's nothing he can't do if he doesn't put his mind to it. He gets frustrated if you can't get it right away because he's usually pretty good right away. But if he just gives it a little bit of time, he gets that mastered pretty quick.
Yeah, I remember when I started my sign company,
Rob is a hustler.
I went from making just a couple of signs here and there. I used to make these, they were mainly like indoor display signs. I'd make them out of styrofoam, like sheet styrofoam. So they were real light, and you could hang them anywhere. And I made a bunch for the music shop here, for the record store here. And just said like cassette tapes and CDs and whatever, albums here. And they were hanging all in the store. And I went to the Surf Expo, which is this big, used to be, for the surf industry, was the biggest trade show in the world. And it's here in Orlando, Florida. So I went to that one year and I made this stupid flyer that just said, "Hey, you need signs? I can make you signs." And I had a couple pictures of the signs that I did. And at that point, I had made like maybe like a dozen signs or something. But I made this just retarded, stupid flyer, went to the Surf Expo and started handing them out to people. And I was just like, what's the biggest company I can go to? There's Quicksilver, here's Billabong. And I just went to all these booths and handed them a flyer. And like I came home from that trade show with like thousands of dollars worth of orders, like shit in my pants. Like, how am I going to do this?
What?
It was crazy. Yeah, I used to make signs for Roxy, which was a big company.
Roxy's huge.
Yeah. Another swimsuit company, De La Mar swimsuits, used to do them.
I had
Did
like
Billabong.
Roxy's shirts, and I had tons of Billabong.
Yeah. Yeah, I landed all these big accounts with all these like major companies and just started jamming out these signs. Man, I had stacks and stacks and stacks of them. Had to build a big hot wire cutter just to cut all the foam. Figured it out like really quick. Worked good under pressure. But yeah, I had tons of signs.
Wait, so you made the signs out of the styrofoam or the boards?
The signs.
The signs?
Yep. Yeah, we just use usually 3/4, 1 inch, 2 inch thick styrofoam. I'd like build them up in layers, and some of them were like you could, like cut out the letters and you put the letters on a background, and then you could take acetone and like wipe it on the letters, which would eat the foam, so it'd make it all like deteriorated looking and get all these cool effects. I was figuring out all kinds of stuff,
and then you can like make crystals even grow like out of the carton.
Yeah. It's like trial by fire, just like figure it out on the fly. God, I made a shitload of signs. I had to rent a freaking warehouse just to make all the signs.
I didn't know if you made like those like boogie boards or something too.
Yeah, I did those. Did skateboards, did surfboards, did a couple of like wave skis, done a few paddle boards.
Wave skis?
Yeah, it's kind of like a cross between a surfboard and a kayak. You sit on it and you paddle and you
oh yeah, those are cool. Like, yeah. You've done some videos in those, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like I knew who you were out here. Well, as far as like your stuff, because like I said, and a lot of us like shopped at the skate shops and the music shops, and got our shirts and stuff from all these places, and like I had this Limpy sweatshirt my mom like hated, um, but one day when you're like saying something about the surfboards and you're like, I'm like, wait, Audrey, oh, you're Rob Autry. Like, I know who your stuff is. Like, my friends had your boards. I had, like, I think a sweatshirt or something of yours, or a hat, something.
Yeah, at one point we used to send boards all over the place.
Because we have the Mavericks down here and all that. But I remembered, like, the logo and everything. And people, like, loved them.
Yeah, I started making longboard skateboards. Like Gravity used to be a big name board, and I was looking at one of those one day, and I'm like, I can make these. These are easy. So that turned into another business. That next thing you know, I was getting pallets of birch plywood and making the shit out of longboard skateboards. And then I did a deal with a guy here and sent, I don't know, $40,000 worth of them to Japan. There again, that was another order that was like, got the order, and then I was like, what am I gonna? I'm gonna have to go get a loan just to be able to buy the shit to make all these.
Yeah, to, like, start it out. Because you don't want to be like, hey, can I get, like, this up front to get the supplies?
As a matter of fact, I got to make a skateboard. I've got a couple of longboards that I've been trying to sell right now. They're made by Bustin, the longboards, and got a couple of brand new ones. New, they were like $200, and I got a couple of them. I put them on Marketplace for $125, and one of them has been ridden like barely. Like I rode it for a little bit, and like Nora rode it around, the living room a bunch, but it hasn't really been ridden as far as a skateboard. And the other one's brand new, and somebody sent me a thing. If you take $75, I'll come get it right now. I'm like, yeah, I bet you would. No thanks. Can't go that low. But I got to do a
Damn.
skateboard for it's not really an art project. I mean, it's gonna be an art project. I got to paint something on it. But a friend of mine is doing like this big fundraiser skateboard show at a skate park. I think it's gonna be in it's either in Tampa or Ocala, and he's doing a big like fundraiser type thing, and it's gonna be part of that, like one of the things in the auction or whatever. They asked me to do one, so I'm gonna do that pretty soon.
That would be cool.
But anyways, holy hell, it's late. Yeah, man, Mavericks. Where's that, Half Moon Bay?
It's kind of like between like Davenport and Half Moon Bay.
Yeah.
We didn't do any cards tonight.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, old Mavericks is taking out quite a few big name surfers. Mark
Big
Fontana.
names.
Well, groovy. I guess I'm gonna go catch a couple of Z's. Get up in the morning. I'm building this footstool for a friend of mine that owns a crystal shop here. Phew, it's turned into quite the project.
Oh, your friend that you're doing the bracelets and stuff for?
I do some occasionally there, yeah. But yeah, she owns a crystal shop here. She had this weird little footstool thing. It's like a rock. It goes with. She uses it like if she's sitting in a rocking chair because the footstool rocks with the chair. And yeah, I'm like remaking that for her. And I was gonna do it just out of like same stuff I used to make the longboard skateboards with, but birch plywood, like really good, like commercial, like cabinet plywood, and get it in birch and oak and poplar, and looks real good. But she didn't want plywood; she wanted hardwood. So I had to go to the sawmill here the other day and picked out a piece of wood for a piece of cherry. It's $145.
Ooh,
Damn, you better like this footstool.
that's like the good stuff.
Yeah, it's cool though because I knew the guy that ran the.
And it's nice to get to work with it.
Yeah, it's hard as hell though, man. Good God, it's they're not kidding when they say hardwood. This shit is harder than hammered hell. Went
They
to
give
sand
such
it.
a pretty shine, like when you sand it.
Yeah, went to sand it, and the sandpaper hit it and was just like, I don't think so. Like, oh
Oh
no, I got
no.
work cut out for me. But yeah, kind of works out good. I bought a grinder the other day that I can use for doing
I
this
was
kind of
just thinking that a grinder will be very helpful.
good old marketplace. It's like a $69 grinder and a $49 wood carving disc that goes on it. And started looking on Facebook, and I wasn't even looking for a grinder. It just popped up, and it was like almost new condition, $20. I'm like, what? Wrote the guy a message. I'm like, hey, I'll come get it if it's $20. He's like, all right, meet me so and so. Went and got it, $20. Damn. That's one of those ones that fell off the back of the truck. But anyways, yeah, I got to get up in the morning and try to finish that, and then try to not forget that I have a cardiac rehab class tomorrow that I forgot the other day. Totally brain farted and forgot I was even doing it. Luckily, it was St. Patrick's Day. They usually call me, like if I don't answer the phone when they initially call. And they never called. They never texted me. They never called me. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's St. Patrick's Day. Maybe they just took the day off. Hopefully.
Everything nowadays. Oh, it's a computer oversight. It's a computer glitch.
Yeah. It wasn't no computer glitch the other day. It was my brain glitch. Totally forgot about it. You know, every Tuesday, every Thursday, 3 o'clock for the last, I don't know how many weeks. Just forgot about it.
I have my
Brain don't work right.
counseling phone appointment tomorrow. I forgot about till I got my Google alert today. I get 11 o'clock. Yay. That's when I give them their medicine. I don't know why I always schedule things like the worst times.
Yeah.
Oh, the poor baby with her flower.
Old lampshade.
Poor baby with her little flower. And she goes like this. The cat's scared, like, what the hell? I go, what the hell are you doing, Bootsy? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, groovy. I guess we'll see y'all next time on the old Weird Wednesday. Until then, thanks for hanging out with us as always. Tonight's the extended late night version. We'll catch y'all next one. Good night.
Good night.